Well, hello there, ladies and gents. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are we all doing today, you good people? Hope you're all well. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. How are we, ladies and gents? It's good to have a bit of a laugh at the beginning of the day, make a bit of a fool of myself, but it's all good. It's good to have you here. I hope you're all well. Some big news, 1K. Got there very quickly. A lot quicker than what I thought, to be honest. So I haven't even given much thought to a giveaway. So there might be a giveaway today, I'm not sure, but there won't be a bigger giveaway. That will come moving forward, but appreciate you guys. Couldn't have done it without you guys. So and the guys that are in early have been big supporters throughout, so I appreciate you. But yeah, so welcome guys. We'll see obviously what we've got moving forward. Today is been a lot of news about this week, so it's definitely given things a bit of a shake. GJ has since made a big pullback. Gold is still moving on its merry way to the upside, so we'll see what we can come up with moving forward. Just quickly, let's have a look at what we've got ahead of the news. So that was yesterday, obviously CPI coming out less than expected, so less than the forecast, less than the previous. So that would suggest that maybe inflation is starting to come under control, which they were obviously speaking prior to that. The Fed were suggesting it was being more stubborn than what they anticipated. A little bit conflicting the data though, because the day before PPI suggesting that the price to produce the goods had gone up, which would therefore mean that likely inflation would be likely to go up from that. But that's obviously from, I think that's from March's reading, not April, from March. So what that could suggest is if it's costing more to produce the goods, then obviously they're probably paying people more wages as well. So if that's the case, there's likely going to be more spending, and then more spending will lead to greater higher inflation. So maybe that could come as of next month, the reading. So that's something just to think about. So maybe going down for now, which has given gold and the majors all a bit of a boost after the news was released yesterday. But obviously that could change next month. That's just looking forward, looking ahead a little bit. But nonetheless, what we've got today moving forward with the news, we've got unemployment claims to come, so it's going to be also another big one. Otherwise, during our session, not a great deal going on. They've got some orange folder news here for the ECB, for the Eurozone, so we'll see if that has any sort of impact. But nonetheless guys, we'll see what we can come up with moving forward on the charts. I will draw in some new zones, start fresh as we should do each and every day. As always, I'll start with GJ. If you could guys, hit the like button in the meantime. Also, if you have any questions or anything, any chance to send in, please feel free to do so, and I'll get to those shortly. So without further ado guys, let's start with, as always, GJ. So those of you who were on last night's NY stream, only for the Discord members, we caught some nice moves. We caught a nice move on gold, and we caught a nice move on GJ. So 2 trades, 2 wins yesterday. So if you're not in the group, make sure to join it, and the link is down below in the description. So let's have a look. GJ, so the current weekly is forming a weak bullish candle, high low, high high to the previous. As I've mentioned all week, if we were to continue bullish, we really have no need to pull back and break our own low. We should continue to trend to the upside. So obviously starting to pull back, we'll see what we've got once we go down the time frames to suggest why we could potentially flip this weekly candle. First of all, we can see the daily. So the daily rejecting this resistance here to the left, didn't quite tap in, but it did pretty much tap in on a 4-hour level. So that is hence why it is rejecting. We have daily candle probabilities to the downside. I know we have no upper wick. You guys know exactly how I feel about that. We don't necessarily need to create an upper wick. As long as any pullback within a current daily candle is met by a level of resistance and respected, and price respects that level, then what we're likely to do is head back down to retest the current daily low and potentially create a lower low. So based off the daily, I do see scope for it to pull back even further, potentially flipping the weekly back bearish. Now structure wise we are bullish, but what we can see is obviously we have counter probabilities to the downside. Not only that, we have just created a lower high, the most recent rejection. So onto the 4-hour time frame. Once again, I'm gonna call it bullish at this stage. It's really a tough one because of this stupid swing point. It continually changes. The candles keep changing. So it's not consecutive candles at the moment. So I'm gonna call it bullish still, but I'm gonna trade the micro. I'm gonna base it off the micro trend. Having said that though, that won't even flip it back bearish until it's technically below 193.20, roughly 193.30. That's the last two or more consecutive candle pullback in the opposite direction to the impulse from the upside, sorry. So these, yes, you could probably argue they're swing points, but to me they're more like a pause. You got bearish, bullish, that type of scenario, a bit of consolidation. But nonetheless, what we can see is we did close a weak bullish candle on the previous candle at support, at a previous level of support. So I'm just going to mark that level in, and we are technically bullish at support. Now, as far as resistance, I'm going to mark in some levels on the M30. As far as support below the current support, I'm not going to bother just for the time being. Onto the M30 time frame, the all important entry time frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark in this level is the most recent resistance that price broke out of, most recent support, sorry, that price have broken out of. Can I move this along a bit? Just want to see what that looks like. All right. It's a bit of a tricky one, guys. I'm just going to do that for the time being. That's the level that we did pull back to, the most recent support that we've broken out of from to the downside. We've actually pulled back, retested, respected, rejected. So essentially now we're just consolidating between 195.10 and 195.80, roughly 770. So the 30-minute structure has flipped bearish. So therefore, the bias is still technically bullish, but with the strength of the current daily and the candle probabilities to the downside, to be honest, at this rate, I would prefer to probably sell GJ. Now, we might be able to tighten this zone up a bit to see if we can get some continuation sells below the current daily candles low. Let's just mark in the support, the current daily candles low. Now, if we were to drag this across this zone, we can see it covers the support there to the left. And aside from that bearish candle wick, which I'm not so concerned about because bearish candles confirm resistance, not support, we actually got some pretty clean traffic down to the next level of support here around at 194.940 roughly. The issue is there's not going to be much margin. You'll be lucky to have 10 pips, but potentially if come London Open we're hovering around a low, seeing what we've done within the current daily candle, we've formed support at the current daily candles low. If we were to continue bullish, we should really respect support, head back up, retest resistance, we form resistance at this point here on the move down. Should really respect that level 195.550 roughly and head back down towards the current daily candles low. However, if we begin to break below the support formed at the current daily candles low, then what we're likely going to do is head down to the next level of support. Just so happens to be that we don't have much margin, but we will wait and see how we approach that level if we are to look for any sells below the low upon continuation. Now, as for buys, see, there may be cheeky buys above 195.560, the resistance formed at that point there. However, better options for me will be as price begins to break back above this 4-hour support, well, this 30-minute support to the left, which lines up with a 4-hour level. So if price was to break above the most recent resistance formed within the current daily candle, and we start to perhaps consolidate between that level and that wick, so which is the previous support as well, and we start popping above it, then there'll be some nice buy options. I feel potentially above that 195.770 to 195.80 sort of level. I like to incorporate the round number, psychological number. Not too sure, to be honest, about this zone. I want it to be a bit of a deeper zone. Look, I'll leave it for the time being. And once again, see how if we do approach, how we approach. We ought to look for buys above. Otherwise, I'd obviously look for sells upon rejection of that 195.70 sort of level. So sells below. Now, if we do pop up and reject 195.550, as long as I have the margin, I may also look for a sell below that point there, creating an equal low on the pullback within the current strength of the current daily to the downside. So that would suffice as well as a potential level to look for a sell from, and potential buys above it. But we'll wait and see, guys. We'll wait and see. What's it look like in the 15? Yeah, not great. So that is GJ. That is GJ. Hopefully that makes sense. Just going to remove that support to the downside for the time being, and we can quickly move on to take a look at gold. Thank you for joining, guys. If you can, hit the like button. And let's get moving on to gold. So these arrows and all that are part of the analysis. I drew that up as I sent in video analysis into the Discord group prior to today's stream. So that explains that. Looking at gold on the weekly, so current weekly, look at that, high, low, high, high, approaching these, well, all-time highs, isn't it, on gold at 24, 31, 55 level. So based off the weekly, once again, if we were to continue bullish, any pullback should be met on the minor time frame, the 30-minute, the 4-hour levels, by support, for us to potentially head back up and retest the current weekly candles high. So once again, once I go down to the 4-hour 30, I'll start to identify some levels. And on the daily low, we can see we're at a very strong level of resistance. These wicks to the left, we've rejected multiple times. So I'm just going to mark in the current daily candles low and just see what we've got below that level, if we can get involved in some potential counter trend sales at that point. But structure wise, we are definitely bullish. Counter probabilities also to the upside. Onto the 4-hour, and that has tapped in and rejected a 4-hour resistance. So very tricky level on gold. Above it, it looks like we may have some clean traffic. We'll see what this wick looks like once we get down to the 30-minute. If it is a bearish candle, we're going to have to adjust this zone up a little bit higher. So we've just recently formed support on the 4-hour at the resistance. So if we were to respect support, we should not need to break it. So that could provide potential sell options below that level of support upon rejecting the 4-hour resistance. However, structure wise, we do remain bullish as well on the 4-hour time frame. So the M30 is also bullish. Now, what I'm going to do is just drag this zone down a bit, just below the current daily candles low. And now we've got a few confidences here for, first of all, to look for the sells. So that's the current daily candles low. I'm just going to drag this horizontal down to the support. If we start to pop below, drag down a little bit further, 23.8376, and we start to close below, we've got at that point there structure flipping bearish on the M30 time frame, rejecting a 4-hour resistance, likely going to make a deeper pullback, potentially down to 23.77 first of all, and then if potentially we have the volume momentum, we'll retrace pretty much most of that move from the news yesterday. So sells below that level there would definitely be an option. Sells below support. Thank you for the sub. Now, as for further sells, well, right now, guys, what I'd like to see, we don't have a 15-minute bearish engulfing. We may even have a 30-minute bearish engulfing. We could almost have a sell option on the next candle. We have created a lower high, rejecting this 4-hour resistance yet again. So right now, we're just range bound, guys. This could provide for a potential sell from the resistance. We've pulled back to create a lower high, respecting the current daily candles high, rejecting a 4-hour resistance. That would be my first option, would be for that potential sell. Now, otherwise, if the candle closes as is, and the new candle pops straight up and ends up closing a weak bullish candle, could have options as price begins to break the minor support formed on the next M30 candle, within the next M30 candle. So sells from the resistance, we could have some options shortly. And obviously if price does pop down, respects the current daily candles low, we begin to form support above it, then I'd be looking for my potential buy options, looking for my catalyst within price action to buy it from really anywhere above 23.85 roughly, but I'll just use the high of that zone. above the resistance. Now I'm gonna have to drag this up. So above 24.02, we have some clean traffic to the left. Price starts beginning to pop up yet again. There's definitely going to be options moving forward, possibly into NY for those buys above that level just there. So that is gold. Hopefully that makes sense. So we just got a little over 8 minutes remaining. Would have been nice if we had a bit of minor support in the 15-minute. We don't have it yet. We've got on the 5-minute. Let's just mark in a 5-minute, low of the 5-minute support. See what it looks like in a 30. Yeah, so really what we'd like to see is a bearish engulfing. And that means we're going to be closing below the 5-minute support into cleaner traffic. So that's probably going to be the option right now. We just need to wait under 8 minutes. In the meantime, let me quickly take a look at GU. So GU, similar to gold, the back of the news is pumped to the upside. Once again though, similar to gold, we're at a very strong level on the higher time frame. So weekly, strong bullish. Daily is technically still bearish in structure at that resistance, where if it closes above, we're going to flip the structure. But again, it's a very stubborn level. Very little volume within the current daily candle. Let's mark in the current daily candle's low. Let's mark in the resistance a little bit further to the left. Likely gonna have options either side. Now 4 hour structure wise is bullish, but once again at a very strong level of resistance just now. Not yet formed support at resistance, but we have broken a lot of the previous candle, so that would suggest now obviously we've got counter probabilities now to the downside at resistance after rejecting, so we could potentially make a deeper correction. 30-minute structure is also technically bullish. All right, so a form support on the way up below this level here at 1.26760 to 720. We've got some pretty clean traffic, lines up with previous resistance where it forms support. So what I would say is just below the current daily candle's low, if price did flip the current daily bearish and respect support 1.26750 roughly, I'd be looking for my catalyst from price action to take a buy back up. So buys from the support. And if we start to close below it, then I'd be looking for my sells upon that rejection. We've created now a lower high. Are we going to come down, create lower low? But that would be my catalyst to sell it. Not only that, the M30 exact same as scenario as gold. The M30 would be flipping bearish as well. Would have flipped bearish by that point upon a closure. And the other option is if price does pull back only to reject it again, maybe an equal high, then I'd look for my sells. Otherwise, buys above 1.27095 are probably going to be the option. So sells below current daily candles high. Yeah, and buys above that resistance 1.27095. So 1.2710 roughly. That is GU. So 5 minutes left, guys. Let's see if I can quickly knock off NAS. I'll just use the chart marked up, send it into the group. So NAS, similar to gold, GU is on a massive moonshot at the moment, and it is into price discovery. It is at an all-time high. Very strong weekly candle, daily. If it was to continue bullish, should really respect the high of the low, sorry, of the current daily candle. Has a high, low, high, high. Will not surprise me if it does make a bit of a correction though, before it gather some more steam before it heads back up. Don't have any levels to the left to go off really. 4 hours obviously bullish, previous candle closed, weak bearish, almost the doji candle, very little volume this time down NAS. So on to the M30, and what we can see is, what I prefer to do is honestly wait for, not try to catch the first sell from the high, wait for it to either pull back, form a support, to buy it, pull back, form a support, to gather some more liquidity and pop above the current daily candle's high to buy it moving forward into NY, or pop down to the support around 1860 only to bounce off it to create a lower high, reject, and start closing below it for potential sell options below the support formed here at 18,594.6 to be exact, to take it back down. That is quickly a simple analysis on NAS. Look at GJ is also moving well. Why is there always some gunner either here, next door, behind me, whatever? Always this time of day there's a gunner around. Alright, meantime guys, who we got? Franco, good morning to you. Saxy, happy mana. Good day to you. Archer, good morning brother. Conspiria, good morning. Doc, good morning to you. Zoltz, congratulations, 1 subs. Thank you, my friend. Allow, good morning to you. Couldn't have done it without you guys, so appreciate you. Conspiria, do you think gold is likely to retrace down today before continuing to the moon? I think there is a good chance that it could gather some more steam. Obviously there's some high impact news to come later on, unemployment claims. Could well do so, but I don't mind trying to get involved in a sell in anticipation it might pull back further. Seeing we have rejected, created a lower high, or trying to confirm that. Mael, what about GJ? Already done, GJ. Want to see how it reacts to this level. I could see potential buys above it, to be honest, but gold looks better. So the focus for me is right now going to be on the gold. Took a really nice entry on gold last night during the MY call. Was actually lining up buys and it just flipped in the last few minutes and closed the liquidity panel to the downside into clean traffic. So I can go over it later, but right now let's focus on the present, and that is potential gold sells. All right, so you're gonna have to just keep an eye on where it closes on your broker. What I might do is I might look to take a limit order sell as well. If it pops straight up, I might sell it as it taps into the low of that bullish candle, the previous bullish candle. So there are your options. If it closes right near its low, I would prefer some sort of upper wick, and I may get involved. Let me just mark it in at around that level. So which would be basically the open of the current candle. 20 seconds. So just keep an eye on the low, guys, on your broker, and you want to be entering after it creates a bit of an upper wick, maybe just a pip or two below. Doesn't necessarily need to, in this situation, the way it's grabbing liquidity from the upside closing near its low, it doesn't necessarily need much of a upper wick, if any. Well, I want it to pop up a little bit higher, pop back up, create an upper wick, and then I'll be selling it as it breaks zone low again, or market execute a sell as it taps into that level. So it's the open of the new hourly. Like for it to pop up a little bit. I'll let you know when I set an order, guys. I've not set it just yet. Alright, this is good. This is what I want to see pop up. Then I'll be looking at a certain order just a little bit below the current candle's low. So I'm trying to, what is a 4? All right, 2389.86. That's where I'm in. I just got in. $23.89.86. Stop loss is above previous M30. So that's what I'm currently looking at, guys. Would have preferred a little bit more of an upper wick. So let's see. Pushing nicely. All right, it's got 6 on the table, guys. Taps into this level. That's where it could reject. Alrighty, guys. I've got almost 10. I'm getting to break even. I've got 9 on the table. There we go. So I closed half at about 8.5 roughly. Reason being is because it's within the range and it's near the support. So when trading within the range holds priority, guys. You need to be wary of that. So I don't think it's that bad a decision. And now it's dropping. So you're about to get your 10. I would not be greedy with this because you're approaching this support. So as soon as it taps in, you're not already at break even. I would suggest doing so. Secure some profit. A nice early job done. Result, you close the also melt, or doesn't look like it. It's popping back towards the entry. So come on, stay in. Still in. I'm still adjusting. Just your usual luck. Here we go. What's the deal, guys? Have you guys managed to secure anything, and how are you managing this? Like I said, one issue you need to be wary of is when you're trading in a range, the range holds priority. It could pull up, create a higher low. So that's why there is no harm in securing some profit. It's in a raging uptrend. It doesn't necessarily have to melt. A lot of people are anticipating sells. What's your confirmation though that it's going to actually melt at this point? You don't have it just yet, so don't be greedy with it. Take something off the table. Then leave a little runner and let the rest ride. That's it. But GJ. So GJ made the move as well. Not sure if it would have given you 10 though. By the looks of it, probably not. It's gold. My runner's been taken out. That's it, guys. Who got it? Anyone take the trade? Let me know. All right, sorry guys, what have I missed? So good start to the 1K sub stream, guys. This is what we do. Back on the merry winning way. Post CPI day is counter trend day. Conspiro possibly, but there is some more impact news to come. Just owning. Yeah, I'm out of it now. So, but for your sake, I hope it goes down. Gun Hayuk. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Thank you, my friend. Salt, nice one. Mr. Benny C, Mr. Benny Chamberlain. Don't know about that, but top bloke. How's that? I'd prefer the top bloke is back. Good morning to you. Salt, thank you. Wow, you got it. Nice one. Took out half and holding it. Yep, nice one. So that's it, guys. Good to see that you guys are not being greedy with it within the range. We have a catalyst. We had a bit of margin to try to gather something, to get something, take something from the market. That catalyst, we had 30-minute bearish engulfing. We had obviously the 15. We closed below at 5-minute support, which I had marked in. So that to me was really the option. That was the catalyst, the closure below it, closing the 30-minute bearish engulfing. So I think it was a pretty nice setup. Happy mana? Not sure what that question mark's about. Rigo took GJ massive 7 pips secure win. Nice one. Yep, so did give out the option on GJ as well. Now it's rejecting, so could there be GJ sells? That's the next thing we're watching for, guys. Potential GJ sells. Keep an eye out for that next when this candle closes. We could have some options. Alright, good morning to you. Sexy couldn't take the trade, not enough top wick for me. That's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. I understand. The thing is, it didn't necessarily need one. I just wanted to once it broke at the low of the previous, I wanted to pop up a little bit. The reason why it doesn't necessarily need much of an upper wick is the fact the way the previous candle closed was a liquidity candle tapping into that previous resistance to the left only to close out its low. What's likely to happen is price is usually just going to drop without really pulling back to create an upper wick because it's done that within that previous candle. I mean, right now it's moving back down. So that's the reason why for me it's still valid. I just wanted to pull back, not break straight away and melt. And sometimes that's going to happen. Dot took gold, taking out some. Nice one. I know you hold your trades a bit, so you're likely still in it. So if anyone is, then it's you're looking pretty good. Boom up. GJ. Yeah, I'm looking for potential sells. Just have to wait 18 and a half more minutes. So guys, if we can, do hit the like button. Sorry, a bit slow. It's all good. All good. All right. So yesterday during the New York call with the Discord guys, we took a sell just here. I think it was. Yeah, it was just here, and it had a bit to do with the 15-minute time frame. Obviously, we had a strong bearish engulfing candle. I actually missed this move. I was on a call, and I totally missed this move. But that would have been a really obvious move for me. Why I say this was the move is there's a few reasons here. So first of all, you had created a move down, rejecting level of resistance here to the left. Had a pause in between that bullish candle. It's a weak candle, did close probably closer to its high. However, what the next candle did, see it created, I think, a tiny lower wick and then popped up to break the high of that previous bullish candle. It's a pretty ugly illustration. So it broke the high of that previous bullish candle, only to pull back and break its low. So if it was to continue bullish, at seeing once it broke the high, had a higher low, higher high, it should just continue to the upside, retest these highs, and no need to pull back down and break low off that bullish candle. As soon as it does that though, then what it's likely have done is grab some liquidity from the upside, and if there's clean traffic to the left, it would have been likely to make a strong move down, which is exactly what it did. So that was an entry that unfortunately I wasn't focused on charts for. But then what we had was this here. Now this, I was looking for potential buys at this point. Price tapped into this previous resistance here to the left. Thank you for the sub. And we had a candle which looked like it was closing bullish, engulfing the M15, which would have closed the M30 bullish. And in the last minute or two, it just flipped and ripped to the downside. So that suggested otherwise. That, so you can see here. So that candle was engulfing at that, maybe with a few minutes left. And I was lining up buys because we're going to have a 30-minute closing with long wick down, closing up near its high, with the catalyst being the bearish bullish engulfing M15 bouncing off the previous level here to the left. Now it flipped in the last minute, like I said. So that point there, well, that suggested to me we've grabbed liquidity from the upside, and similar to what I mentioned about up here. And yes, it's a candle later, but we have no need to break this candle's low if we were to continue bullish as well. So we grabbed liquidity from the upside. We didn't really need to pull back, to be honest, in the new candle. It did pop down a tiny bit, similar to the entry we just took before. And then I said to the guys, if it pulls back to create a bit of an up wick, I'm selling it to breaks again. And just lined it up. I just got it in time, literally. And it dropped to about 10, 11 pips in a few seconds. Came back to entry and runner was taken out. But that was that entry. That worked a treat as well. So the way I try to get involved in the markets, guys, I'm anticipating no drawdown. I mean, you're always going to get some sort of drawdown. Why did my drawings? Oh shit, I got it in my drawings. Excuse me, guys. My bad. Give me a moment to sort this out again. Hang on, let me just go back, can't I? Here we go. Cool. So that was that trade, and we also got a nice one of GJ. We've got 13, just under 40 minutes left, guys, so don't stress it, we've got plenty of time. Nice one, GJ. Where was it? just here, but it retraced very quickly. Similar sort of catalyst, you had bullish engulfing M30 popping back above the most recent support price had formed. And it popped straight up and pretty much straight back down. It was a quick one, but it gave an option. So I'll do a 1k sub giveaway. Because I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't even realize we hit the 1k until literally a few minutes before the stream. So I'll do a 1k sub giveaway possibly next week. Or maybe even tomorrow. I'll do something tomorrow, guys. I'll do a giveaway tomorrow, and I might do a bigger giveaway sometime next week. So you have to be on stream though to win it. So all in all, guys, been another very solid week on the charts. Just trade the plan. Everything else will fall into place. That's simple as it is. So we can see gold once again bouncing off that support. So I think we did pretty well to squeeze a few pips out of that. All right. What can we see here? Bearish, bullish, weak support potentially. So this candle closed the doji even on the 15-minute. Still a bullish candle. It's going to close the candle on the M30 back bearish below resistance. This could almost present for a nice sell, but right now it's pulling back further. So if that's the case, I'm not going to be buying it because this candle's pretty much made the move. So there's no margin for me to really look for the buy because it could reject 195.720. So what I'd prefer to see is price pop up to that level and see how it reacts to it. All right, 2k bunny in May, let's go. It's Jesus. We never say never. I'm a highly motivated guy. I believe I can do things. That's a big call, but funny things have happened in life, so we'll see. And just once again, guys, if you've not yet join the free Discord group. The link is in the description below. That's where I hold the MY call. I don't think I'll be doing one today. I may do one. Just see how it feels. I'm up pretty early of an AM here my time tomorrow, so want to try to get to bed a bit earlier. But I do at least twice a week MY calls live, and it's a proper session. It goes for about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes roughly. So the link is down below in the description if you would like to join. There is plenty in there for you. There's regular market analysis for 3 sessions, recorded analysis as well on most days. Also the fundamental analysis section, the crypto section, the stock section. There's a whole heap there. The crypto and stock section is just basically for you guys to chat, but no one seems to be wanting to chat crypto or stocks at the moment, so all good. Speaking of crypto, BTC also off the back of the news has ripped to the upside, so let's quickly look at it, guys. All right, so the weekly is engulfing the previous, so it's a strong bullish candle, so we're trying yet again to create a higher low on the higher time frame. Now daily is approaching a strong level of resistance. Now what I mentioned before was yesterday, I feel it's better to trade it off the higher time frame, so maybe the 4-hour as a catalyst as opposed to the 30-minute, and some maybe using the hourly as confluence or as your entry time frame. But however, we are now within a range on above the daily, sorry, above the resistance here at 67,181. If it pops and closes above that level there, and I think it's heading back up to 70k at some point, I think it's a high probability it will do so. Structure wise, it is also bullish on the daily. 4-hour is also technically bullish, but as we can see, approaching that resistance above it, we've got a little bit more resistance here on the 4-hour, 67.70 roughly, but if it begins to pop above that, clean traffic all the way up to 70k. So it is bullish. So what I would like to see in a 4-hour is price pop back up, retest that level to yet again reject, let structure start to flip a bit, micro trend from that level to sell it, otherwise pop above it for continuation buys. And I'll just be looking to the left to see where price potentially could pull back to former support to head back up. We've obviously got this resistance here, 65.50 roughly, so if it does pull back and form a support above that level there, could be some buy options. Just adjust that. I would say if you were to scalp it off the hourly, closures below 65.20, it's likely going to come down. Clean traffic to the left. Respect 65.50 could come up, and if it rejects the resistance, likely to just consolidate within 65.50 and 68k roughly, and then buys above 67.18 roughly. Just quick analysis on Bitcoin. I know most of you don't really give a shit, but six and a bit minutes remaining on GJ. Mr. Phil, good day to you. Alright, so gold is dropping again. You see on my MetaTrader. That's fine. Not in it anymore. So quick little scalp, and now focus is GJ. Does gold present any other option right now? No. So it's at the support. So right now you just need to let it wait till its thing. See if it bounces off this support here at 23.86 for possible buy options. I mean, look at my catalyst from price action from that level. Otherwise, right now the focus is at GJ. It would be nice if it closed near its low. So we'll have 5-minute support as well. So if it starts to close, similar to what I mentioned on gold, we start to close below that level there. We're going to close back a strong bearish candle, long wick to the upside near our low. Then what we just need, it may not create any sort of upper wick. We do know that there's a possibility, but it would be more, I don't know, preferable. I'd feel more comfortable if it popped up just a little bit at least, similar to what gold did, then dropped. EJ, probably very similar to GJ. Yeah, very similar. I don't know if you got the margin though, very similar sell. You may. It's basically identical to GJ, my friend. I look for buys above. This level was tapped into previous resistance to the left, so price pops above it, so we're bouncing off support in that case, formed at the current daily candles low. Then I'd be looking for the buy option, and if price respects the current daily candles low, I'd be looking for buys from lower down. And if it starts to close below it, similar to GJ, should be coming down to the next support, which on EJ is roughly about, well, looks at 13, about 12 pips or so. Just over 3 minutes remaining, guys. Let's see where this candle closes. Subs keep rolling in. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate you guys. I need to keep track of the stream record because I think since we started we're taking like 2 losses and God knows how many wins by now. Quite a couple of break evens. And we've been on for just over 6 weeks now, so Cat Lego, greetings to you. German 40, I'll take a look at it after this counter closes, but I'll happily do so. That is the indice to trade, in my opinion, if you were to trade any indice during London session. So I really want GJ to close close to its low. It's a similar goal. Just track where the low of the current candle is on your broker. What sort of margin we got? Not a great deal.
Hey, good morning.
G'day, brother. How are you?
Right, how you doing, man?
All good, all good. Just thinking about potential GJ sellers.
Yeah, you got previous weekly highs below you, so
Yep,
from last Thursday.
all good. What I wanted was a stronger closure. I wanted to close below the support on the 5-minute as well. It's popped up, pops down, breaks zone low, it should go down. I'm not in it. There is not a great deal of margin. Yeah, I was just going to say that I make it. You could change your name as well so I know who you actually are in a Zoom chat. It'd be much appreciated. So possible GJ options, I'm not going to take it right now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna.
You just don't have the margin as well, to be honest.
This is where it's gonna have problems.
Yeah, well, if not there, it's definitely going to have problems potentially at the support. And there's only, once you enter, about 11 pips max. Does look okay, but it's not perfect.
This is where you got. This is your sort of problem areas here, and this is that previous week low. So if it cuts that, then yeah, it's definitely gonna go downwards.
Previous weekly.
Yeah.
Oh, oops. Why is it doing that? Yes, that's the previous weekly high.
Yeah.
Just wish there was a little bit more margin. Whereas I trust the volume on gold more. Yeah, so I think it's best to wait a little bit at this stage. If this didn't have as long a lower wick and I had a little bit more margin to safely get to break even, then I probably would have looked at taking it. But right now, it looks pretty good, so I could just go. But I'd be getting to break even very quickly with this one. Once again, similar to gold, I wouldn't be mucking around with it. Ian, good morning to you.
So for me, like I said, man, this is where we have problems. And then obviously to that line that you have, if it cuts through that, that's your problem area solved.
Yeah, potentially. As long as it respects the support. But if you are in it, you're probably got like 6 pips or so on the table, so I'd get to break even. Is anyone in it?
I came in too late.
Yeah, we got some
That wick was a nice area.
this week.
Yeah, the rejection of it.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah,
it's closed a little bit too low, leaving very little margin. We got some nice gold sells. Ooh, small win, but nonetheless better than nothing. So let me look at German 40 for our mate Mr. Phil. Alright, so looking at the weekly, and similar to NAS, similar to gold, in a big uptrend. Obviously it's current weekly high, low, high, high. It's at also, by the looks of it, price discovery, all-time highs. So bullish, very bullish. Daily. So daily has now broken its own low, has a high, low, high, high. So it really shouldn't need to pull back, but again, could just be grabbing more liquidity from within its the previous daily candle before it forms support to head back up. But structure wise, it's obviously very bullish. 4 hour, are we pulling back to a previous level? Almost at a level of resistance here to the left. But obviously structure wise, we are bearish, bullish, bearish, very bullish. Bearish counter probabilities though, to obviously to the downside. For support, I'll be marking that in. I'll marking a level in the 30 minutes somewhere around here. And the upside, I've obviously got the highs. All right, so the 30-minute one I'm going to do is just drag it across to the most recent support we formed. And I would say right now in German 40, I mean, probably could have been almost in a sell already, even just now, to be honest. You've cleared this support over here to the left. Let me just mark it in. Yeah, you've cleared that support. Has price tapped into it though? It has too, or it has. No, technically you can argue it has closed below, tapped in, rejected, closed the M30 back below. Now if it breaks again, I feel it's a good chance it's going to come back down, potentially, well, down to 18,828 at some point. So it looks good for potential sells. You flipped the 30-minute structure bearish as well, so you got that on your side. So as far as catalyst, this is what you want to see. This is what I like to see on gold to trust we're going to make a deeper pullback. 30-minute structure, flipping bearish after rejecting the 4-hour resistance. Same type scenario as what is playing out now on German 40. It's almost a step ahead of gold. And now I've been waiting for this to make a move down. If you're not already in it, pop back up, reject, look for a sell upon formation of a lower high. Otherwise, if it does pop back down to that support, it could just be price pulling back within the current weekly again to form another support before it heads back up. So that level at, what is it, 18,826 to me is where I'd also look for my catalyst within price action for a potential buy to take it back up. And that is what I'd be looking at on German 40 as of now. Ian, good morning to you, and good to chat to you yesterday on the New York call. It was good to chat. We had, what, about 10 or a dozen or so of us on there, which was really good. We had a good chat. So GJ's literally tapped into that level and bounced off it. Would have got you 10. By the looks of it. Maybe just 8 or 9. Did anyone take it? But again, that's why when price is trading within the range, you've got to be very strict with management, in my opinion, because it can reject, and then last thing you want is for it to flip, create a high low, break the previous high, ends up trending bullish, and you've taken a full loss at that point. So once again, what I mentioned, or did I mention it? I don't think I mentioned it on stream. I mentioned it to the guys on New York call. This week's recap, guys, will be on the loss that we took this week and the trade management, how I made it a very, very minor loss, a small loss, and I covered it. So I ended up the day at more than 1% profit just from a GJ trade a little bit later on, which I called out in the Discord group as well. So keep an eye out for that to be dropped on Sunday. Trade recap of trade management 101 is what I've called it. So that just breaks down how I managed to keep that loss really small. And it's good because it's one of the questions I get asked quite regularly from a lot of the guys that approach me. How do I keep my losses small? How do I go about managing trades? And I think that was a really good example live on stream on Tuesday. So right now we just need to wait for some more data to print, wait for London Open, and we'll see where we're at after that. We can line up anything moving forward. Gold, it's tapped into this support, so it could now bounce. What would I need to see for a gold buy? So what I want to see right now, if I was to look for a buy at London Open, the next 15-minute candle will have to close somewhat like so, and it's going to close the current M30, a bullish engulfing candle, leaving quite a long wick to the downside, up near its high, grabbing liquidity from that support. Then I'll be looking to buy it as it breaks the high of the M30. So it'd be nice if this candle closes bearish followed by bullish engulfing, or if this candle flips in the next 4 minutes and closes strong bullish, only to be followed by a weak bearish closure on the second 15-minute candle, still going to close the 30-minute like so, roughly, a strong bullish candle. That would also tick the box for a buy at session open. So once again, as data prints, I just react, I plan and reassess, and then wait patiently. What were you going to mention, Ara?
So I'm looking at this. I'll pull back into here.
Or you mean price to pop above it, or?
To come back down, and probably this will attract sellers to come back, and a break of this will probably still attract sellers in this area and just get them trapped. Probably see
it to bounce off.
Yeah, bounce off there, because already it's done this.
Has it? That's the daily low as well. So that, yeah, I think I mentioned in the update as well, we could, well, we'll come down to break low of the current daily, only to start popping back above.
Yeah,
and that could be buy options.
that's the area you have liquidity.
Yeah.
But if this area pins you down, then it's most likely will bring it back into the zone. If it's looking to trap sellers,
Yep.
so a break of this will attract sellers here, and that's where they usually get caught, and their stops get used to come back out of that zone, and then it starts taking off again.
Okay, interesting. We'll soon wait and see.
Yeah.
Could well still pop down. So yeah, just need to wait. Once again, if I get the right catalyst within price action, I just react to the price action itself at the right level. Yeah, so I'm just patiently waiting for this 30 minutes to close now and see where we're at. Wouldn't mind looking for buys lower down. Sorry, man.
A lot of people use this as the neckline and say, you know, with the minute we break under that, we're gonna go sells.
Yeah.
Completely ignoring
The support here.
Yeah.
The neckline technically isn't broken until it creates the lower low. Or until it comes back down below this level here. I think I mentioned it on this morning's update video, the Asian session update video. And I know stuff all about patterns, but is that not correct? That technically it won't confirm until it's pretty much done that?
Yeah. Professionally, yes.
And I know stuff all about patterns.
Yeah, this is rookie tactics.
Yeah.
Use that as a neckline, but ideally is where you break the neckline.
Yeah, which is that level. Yeah, that's what I would anticipate. That's what I would have thought. So guys in the chat, if you want me to have a look at a pair, let me know. If you have any charts, do feel free to send those in. Feel free to ask questions. Jacob, g'day to you. If you're new, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button. There is a Discord link, free Discord, if you're interested to get involved. And there's heaps going on within the Discord, so you're more than welcome to, my friend. Welcome. Caught some nice trades. GJ looks like it's popped back up again. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, so we called the option on GJ. I personally didn't take it. We'll sell on gold. And now patiently waiting to see how gold closes for maybe a potential buy. But it could still come back down further. So just waiting for my catalyst now to see where we're at if we do have a catalyst form or London Open. How's the week been?
Yeah, man, all good.
Good.
Just haven't been really trading.
Okay.
Just a bit busy, but I'm just back on it today.
That's it.
Especially with the news that was coming on.
Yeah.
I didn't really want
to get caught out. Fair enough.
It's too volatile, man.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, it's we're watching it yesterday, guys, for the MY call, and wow. But we predicted it. We did say we thought it'll come down because the forecast was for it to be less, for CPI to go down, to be coming down.
Yeah. Which
is what happened. So what we were mentioning prior to it was that it could drop to trigger in some sellers, grab some liquidity, and then shoot up if the news does come out as expected, which is pretty much what it did do.
I think it created that double top on a 4 hour, and that would have been a perfect area to take the sells. So you had this area pre the news, and then this happened during news, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, it went into the area, rejected.
Yep, that was mint for that was really good for sells. Just here. just here, and unfortunately I wasn't paying attention to the chart that time, and I started the MY call with the guys. Price was around here, and we got a sell on this candle. It's this candle, on the following candle actually. That candle closed bearish. Well, actually looking for buys, so it was engulfing for up until like last 2 minutes. Engulfing a 15-minute bearish candle, was engulfing it to the upside and looked like it was going to close bullish after tapping into that over here. But you know, it flipped in the last minute or so and ended up closing near its low. So the sells, in my opinion, were on to at least that level, and that's where we took it. Just reacting to price action.
I mean, it's good that you go out before.
Yeah, well, that's it. It was just a quick one because obviously with the news about, I was not going to hold on to it.
Yeah, so this is the area I have. I'm watching. So ideally for me, above that I'll probably go long, and then below that I'm still going to be looking at this area.
Yep. Okay. Fair enough. Personally, for me, I'm going to wait, see if this candle closes bullish engulfing on the 15.
Yeah.
And then I might look for a buy at the open. So, yeah, we'll see. Gbpjpy closed full on gold, scared of London Open Week. Yeah, that's fair enough. Plus, it's at support. So, who's there? Hello, sir. How are you? What are your analysis today about gold? How are you, mate? Well, looking for potential buys from the support. Ready took a bit of a sell. Just playing the range right now. It is bullish, very bullish, but seeing we're at support, I'd rather buy it. It's just a matter of whether it's going to pop down a bit further and then bounce. And if it rejects and starts to close below 23.83.70, I'm going to start looking for potential sell options. So it's all about the closure right now, and gold will be the focus. So this week's been about small wins. Last week I got hold of 2 or 3 big runners. The last few weeks I've got hold of some nice runners. This week it's basically been, well, today was what, 8.5 or something. So around 11-12 pips for most of the trades. I got a 20 pip trade on GJ the other day, and aside from that it's just been small profits. Nothing wrong with that.
To be honest, man, the past 2 weeks it's just been really easy to the upside. Just as long as you treat everything as a pullback. Yeah, on gold, on NAS, US30, everything has just been going up.
Yeah, well, yeah, based off the fundamentals as well, but respecting technical levels and bouncing off it. So if you can it's always good if you can marry the two together.
Yeah.
I'm not huge on fundamentals, obviously, but yeah, they definitely played a part.
Just the hype.
Yeah.
This is all
The
rate
casino.
cuts, right?
What's that?
This is all going on rate cuts.
Well, potential rate cuts, yes.
Yeah.
And
so
the thing is, why I think maybe it, look, they're saying it might have up to 2 cuts, but PPI came out greater than expected, so it's costing more to produce goods. So that to me wouldn't.
They completely ignored it because
Completely.
How Powell started speaking. Yeah.
Well, would that not suggest that? And this is what, from March, I think, this figure. I'm pretty sure it's 2 months back. Yeah, it's from March. So therefore, I wouldn't be surprised if April CPI comes out even more so than what's expected, to be honest, or more so than this month's anyway. Reporting. But yeah, they've totally ignored all that.
Prices. Yeah, they're looking at oil prices for April.
Yeah.
Which has been low, so
during the month of April.
Yeah. kind of came down.
Yeah.
So they're using that as good news. When oil goes down, then prices,
Yeah, more.
expectations, and all that stuff.
Yeah. So what I've heard today on, I think it was on Bloomberg or some podcast I was listening to. Now they're anticipating around 2 rate cuts.
Yeah, September
Moving
and
forward.
December.
Yeah. Xpiro, do I look at session high and low, Asian high, low? Yeah, I often do, because obviously you've usually got support and resistance at those levels on the minor time frame. Sometimes they line up with a 4-hour level, which 4-hour daily level, obviously. So yes, often I'll look for trades either like within the high or low, or either side of the high and low. I feel it definitely is something that you probably need to be wary of, to know whereabouts you are. But having said that, I mean, today on gold, I think that's the open. That's the pretty much for pre-Asian low. That's the support. So I'm not selling it just below that level, because there's more support, so I need to be wary of all that too. But for the highs, similar thing, buying it above it, running into more resistance here to the left, so not likely to do so. Probably need some wait and let it create a clean move to cut through some of that mess. But yeah, often I do always check it out. Always I am wary of where we are in comparison to the daily high and low. Av, GJ.
Yeah, look at GJ. Look how he just took off.
Yep. And we mentioned that. That's what I said. If anyone taking a sell, get to break even, manage it very quickly, because it would easily bounce. So right now, GJ needs to let it do its thing. I'm a little bit concerned about 195.70, 720. I'm not so certain that we're just going to push through it. We could do so, but I'd rather actually let price pop up to that level, see if it rejects to sell it, or see if it actually is going to end up closing above it. So test it, small pullback, start to close above it, and then I'd trust the buyers. And at that point there, you've got the 4-hour bouncing off a 4-hour support here to the left. It'll be a nice strong closure on the current 4-hour, and that could be something for the following H4 candle, maybe moving forward into pre-NY. But right now it's just a bit of a mess, but we'll soon see. Maybe London will change things up a bit. So right now for me, the focus is gold. Gbpjpy, are you trading prop firm challenges? But trading personally, just my own. Is there's the downtrend M30 on gold? It's not in a downtrend. It's still actually bullish on the 30-minute. It's created a lower high, but if it starts to close below 23.83, that's when I will consider the 30-minute flipping bearish. I'm just waiting patiently, 4.5 minutes. And guys, if you could, please hit that like button. There's over 70 of you in the chat right now. Let's get the likes up to at least 50.
That area is still.
Yep, still holding.
Yeah. So usually this, I'll mark up an area. I'm interested in here.
In price coming down.
Yeah, just
23.84.
It doesn't grab that, and it stays above here, you know, and it gives me something, a little confirmation. I use the stops as targets.
Yep, I'd be interested in buying it from lower down too, if I got the right confirmation. And right now, I don't have the confirmation to buy it at this level, so This stage I'm going to be waiting as well.
Yeah, just aggressive.
Yeah, yeah. If the only way I would answer is if bullish engulfing, and that will close right up near its high. That to me is good enough, but we'll see. Who knows? It might do so. Still, just under 3 minutes left. Max Walker. Maxi Walker. It's only no bottom wick. It has a small bottom wick. Yo vibes. EU. Similar to all the other majors. So EU is approaching a support. It's created a lower high, so you may have been able to get involved in sells already, but now I want to see it bounce off this support, create another lower high for potential sells from higher up. Otherwise, bounce off it, start to close below it, 108, 740 to sell it. Otherwise, I'll be looking to make some price action to buy it from this level. So signals such as a bullish engulfing candle or a little bit of consolidation as price begins to pop above the consolidation. For a 30-minute strong closure, bouncing off this support, and I look to buy it. Very simple analysis right now on EU. That support lines up with this resistance, so it does begin to close below it. But I'd rather it have a bit exhausted a little bit just now, seeing it's pretty much coming from the highs. 15 has paused a little bit, but I'd rather it make a small pullback, then drop below that support to sell it. Otherwise, look for the buys from the current level. Wow, GJ. GJ could be good for buys. What's stop loss? Yeah, it's way too wide. Alright, so gold looks like it's going to continue down. GJ looks okay, but the stop loss is a little bit off-putting. Oh, no wonder. All good, man. Yeah, so for GJ, I would need to wait for London Open. I'd want to see potentially the new candle pop up, break the high, pop back down, break a low wick, and then as it breaks again, I may consider something. Maybe. This is a strong push off that support.
Yeah, gold is coming into
the support. Yeah, so gold, there is no entry, so let's just watch GJ. I'll let you guys know if I am going to take anything. Helps if I've got the horizontals facing the right direction, otherwise I would open up a sell. In all honesty, I would have wanted that to pop up, tap into that level, pull back, create slow wick, then break in. Because at least at that point there, we would have tapped into this support, rejected it within the candle itself, the London Open candle, and we should continue bearish at that point if we were to head down. We should not need to pull back up and break our own high. If we did do so, we're breaking back above that support into cleanish traffic or consecutive bearish candles anyway. So GJ, I can see it, I understand it. It could be options. I'm just concerned by that. I'm a little bit concerned by it, to be honest. But you want to be in it now. If you're looking into GJ, you need to be in it literally right now. Silent Live, look in a second. So if you're in GJ, this is what your position will be looking like. I'm not in it, by the way. I'm still waiting on gold. That's what it'd be looking like, and that's my concern. That could reject. No, so let me have a look. Okay, so intraday bearish structure. Yeah, on GJ, safe for buyers, break of previous highs, body candle closes above 195.80. UK equities bullish and yen bearish. Okay, I think that pretty much lines up with the level I was looking at. Yeah, I agree with as far as a safer option above that level. Safe sells, break of previous lows, body candle closes below 195. People UK equities bearish and yen bullish. Okay. Yeah, I also don't mind it sells below. Yeah, I think that's pretty good chart, mate. So I'm personally waiting on gold. I want to see what gold does in the next 30 minutes, 26 minutes. Silent? All good, my friend. Thank you for supporting myself and the new stream. So once again, guys, if anyone has charts questions, do ask. Feel free. So this is GJ. I'm not in this trade. I'm waiting on gold, but this is the option I see at the open. Once again, the reason why I've not taken it is because I'm concerned by this previous support. It could act as resistance. We've broken it, we've rejected it once, or rather close above it. So Mr. Phil, EJ, very similar. I'd rather it start to pop above the level it's at. GU, very similar to EU. Xpira, hoping gold makes another lower low to take it back down, lower high. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it bouncing off this support though to give us an option to buy it. Brent got a sell stop order at 1.26740 on GU, broken Asian low and now pulling back. 1.26740. Oh, so you're not in just yet, you're saying? Well, there goes GJ. If anyone's in it, I'd probably get to break even. Pending order? Okay, yep. That makes sense. Kind of a liquidity grab entry as well, so it's broken higher than previous, high, low, high, high. Has no need to pull back and break that previous candle's low. At that point there, you're going to look to enter. I'd be a little bit concerned about the support here to the left, but if it breaks that, then into clean traffic, it should make the move.
Yeah, with GJ's, it has another 5 or 6 pips to the upside, and it's gonna hit the previous daily lows, which I think is around there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that might be your reaction area.
Yeah, so I'd be definitely getting something off the table.
Managing it, yeah. So that the weekly, previous weekly, was a really in his head, right?
Yeah, it's the weekly.
Yeah. And if you look at it on like a 15-minute, that's where we just took off.
Hold on, let me mark it in. Yep, so from here. Yeah, it's literally tapped into it. And
yeah. So, you know, we said like we had this area we need to cut through. And it's literally we tapped into it and just took off.
Yeah.
And I think the daily's around. It's this
Sorry.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone take GJ? Anyone? It's a nice catalyst. I'm just not sure about that level. So what would make me comfortable to look for GJ buys moving forward is consolidation above that previous support and begin to pull away from it. And you're probably popping above that previous weekly candles, daily candles low. So yeah. So I'm just sticking to the original plan. Original plan is above that level. I agree, so I do agree with that. Above 195.80, you're back above that support. You're back above a psychological round number. That was the analysis at the very beginning. Who's there? Is gold consolidating on support in M15? Not yet. There's no bullish candles. It's just it's showing signs of exhaustion. You got bearish candles with higher highs, lower lows. They're not the strongest candles, but it does look like it wants to pull back a bit further, which is fine. I'm going to be looking for buys eventually if it does bounce off it. So simple. Trading can really be, it doesn't have to be as frantic and anxious as a lot of you guys make it to be. For me, it's just calm, it's easy, it's simple, it's just a matter of waiting. That's it. Wait for price to get to your level, wait for your plan to play out. Once you get your cue, your signal within price action, your catalyst, enter. If you've done enough of back testing and journaling and all that jazz and all that stuff, then you should be comfortable with your results. If your results show you win 70, 80, 90% of the time, there we go, gold's dropping down more, then you should be more than comfortable to react to your plan and not have the fear of loss. There is nothing worse than not taking a trade that you planned. Conspiro, yeah. would have been a massive stop loss. That's the thing. Break didn't against the GJ because it was retracing back to yesterday's low, waiting to see what happens there. That's fine as well. And this is perfect on gold. This is really good. So now I want to wait for this 15-minute candle to close. I would like for it to close bearish. That'd be great. And if we hit a bullish engulfing on the next 15-minute candle, or a very strong bullish candle, if not engulfing, even something like that, then that's going to close the M30 looking somewhat like so. The long liquidity wick into the support, only to bounce off it, closing back bullish. I'll be looking to buy it on the following candle. Once again, it's just me planning ahead. It's tapped into the level I really want it to tap into. And now let's see if it does, if the plan does present. Because if someone don't have any much knowledge about fundamental, what should he do to take entry, seeing a chart like a layman? Well, if you don't know much about fundamentals, you need to at least be wary of what is taking place as far as news releases for today. So you're not trading into the news release, especially if you're trading gold. So you need to be aware of any high impact USD news. Yeah, so just be aware of that. You probably don't want to be trading, I would say, at least, look, I would say 30 minutes, but sometimes I might take a trade as long as it's not 15 minutes prior to it, but usually at least 30 minutes and then maybe 30 minutes after it. That's just me. But I'm liking what I'm seeing on gold. Come on guys, let's get likes up. I want to do a really good giveaway for the 1k, but you guys gotta at least show some love. It is like one of the only ways to grow the stream. Puts me up, the algorithm will put me up top when people search for Forex and that. We're given already some nice options on both, on GJ and obviously that gold sell. Called a small W on GJ sells and a small W on GJ buys, and took a small W on gold sells. So we're calling trades. Frank, are you looking for GU buys? Yep, I like it. I do like it. It's just a matter of now what happens. So the issue, if this closes back weak bearish in the 15-minute, then it's not going to close such a pretty bullish candle on the 30, but I think it will still be okay to look for a buy as the next candle opens up and begins to break the high of that bullish 30 minutes. So if the M15 now closes maybe like so, and then you know exactly what you're looking for. Still going to close the candle bullish, the 30-minute, and not closing it pretty much like that. Small low wick, and then I enter a flowing candle. To be honest, I wouldn't be chasing it now, but if you're willing to take that risk and you're accepting of that risk, I can understand why you would take it, to be honest. Because on GU, you'd have already almost 1-to-1. Your stop loss is below the previous 30. You've already got a 1-to-1. Impulsive, risky, because you don't have the confirmation, but you've got something on the 15 at least. Breaking the resistance on the 15 as well. Wait for the M30, that's fine, man. Do not blame me. Alright, so 15 has closed on gold. Now, I want the buyers to step in. I want this 30 minutes to close back bullish. I would really like for it to close above the previous 30-minute candle as well, because then we're popping above that mess on the 15-minute time frame. But we shall see. Maybe I should put in writing here. Scoping gold buys. Stay tuned. Because you can't 40's the can't change the font size to anything greater than 40.
So I took this sell straight as TP. I think it happened on a 5.
You're in a cell.
Yeah, I took it. So I took it. I had this on. I kind of used that as my stop, and I use this as TP.
Nice, quick in and out by the looks of it. So
Yeah, it was just really quick in and out in 5 minutes. So I think it was a few candles, but it felt really quick.
yeah, we'll see. I'm waiting for let's see if gold reacts to this zone for a buy now. With TJ. This is fine. This is all good. Let it create a clean move up. Create a high, pull back, higher low, respect support. Then the buyers, in my opinion, are a lot safer at that point. Personally, I'd be feeling a lot more comfortable about it. Still early doors anyway, only just under 20 minutes into London session. Plenty of time, ladies and gents. Just watch gold though. Focus is on the gold. Look at that, a 5 minute. That is absolutely nasty. Very indecisive. So let's just mark this in. I'm pretty sure that's where you engulf. Yep. So that looks to be a good level. If we close above it, basically engulfing. We are in an uptrend, so maybe we'll just pull back to grab more liquidity. We did break the daily low, just. Now we're bouncing up. So could we now be on the move back up to retest the high and then potentially continue to the upside? Wait, 8.5 minutes. We might have a trade, guys. So once again, sorry to harp on about, but hit like button. We get more on the stream for trade time. Only 33 likes. Oh, did a leg workout today at the gym and legs were like jelly driving back. Just I could not control my legs, shaking the nervous reaction to the workout. Wasn't easy driving home.
That's why I got today as well, legs. Thanks.
Oh, mate. Trying to develop the legs more, so I'm paying more attention to them these days. Doing a lot more work on them, and oof. Bloody hell, I was in agony after it. Be in pain tomorrow, that's for sure. Brooks, in a Zoom chat. To go into gold buys of the rejection. I like the idea that London Open trick people into sells and got them off the level of support. Nice one.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for confirmation, but alright, if this just goes, then I could look for a limit buy. Back alive the bearish candle. Yep, nice one. So this is fine, as long as it doesn't make the move right now to the upside. That is the issue, and that's what happened the other day when I tried to take that sell. It made the move. You guys would have heard me say it. On the 30 it made the move, the 15 it didn't, the 15 had a little bit more margin. So what I don't want now is for this candle just to shoot straight up. If it does, if it taps into here, then I just need to wait yet again for it to do whatever it wants and maybe sell it later or buy it a little later on. I don't want to make the move within this candle. So
That's your previous daily highs anyway, so.
yeah.
Yeah, so if you do hit that, and then you come back into that box, then you can take it.
Yeah, that's what I definitely want to be looking at, a limit order.
Yeah.
As long as it closes strong.
Yeah. See, this is just typical, man. They do this, hang around this neckline. Rookie traders get caught short side straight away. As soon as that breaks, people jump in at this candle, and all you get is rejection. Yeah, it's just rejection. You won't let you catch out like that. That move is way too quick for anyone to catch up.
Yeah, it just pops straight up.
Yeah. And it's all about the timing.
Yep, and that's why some will look for just buys at levels, certain levels. Having an order set. I still like to see what's going on, how we approach a level. But again, there's no harm in screenshotting and keeping track of it. It's probably one of the next potential entries that I'd like to maybe look into a bit.
So you tapped into the
daily high, yeah. Previous days,
high.
yeah.
Yeah, back into the zone. And you just need to hold that if it's still gonna go up.
Yeah, I wanted to,
Yeah.
for sure, I agree. I wanted to close right up, either right near the high or very close to it, limit order. Otherwise, I'm going to need to be a bit picky with the buy above the high of the current candle. Definitely needs a lower wick, and I would still definitely consider it. So right now, the high of that bearish candle on my broker is 23.8895. So I'm just going to put a horizontal there, just in case we do get that nice strong closure. Otherwise, I may still look to buy it as it breaks the current candle's high on the following candle. It's quite a wide stop loss, so I'm going to cut the risk on this one. Spirit, you got in Gbpjpy. Okay. As long as you had your confidence to do so. I would be waiting for this candle to close. I'd really like to see some consolidation above that 80 level, around the 80 level, and then look to buy it later on.
Look at gold on the 5 minute.
Yep, it's looking good. So we've got the closure above, almost tapped in.
Yeah, I respected it.
Yep.
So ideally, even if you're in a trade, I would just have 2 pips below that as a stop, or maybe just even be in the money.
Right now, yeah, I'd probably.
Yeah, it doesn't need to come back. We already retested it, so there's no need to come back if we're gonna go.
No, it might not.
Yeah, and then if it breaks this and goes above it, I'll definitely just start bringing, take some TPs and cover myself.
Yep, I don't mind looking at 5 minute for confluence, but not personally to execute upon.
Just to see, yeah, just to see.
Yeah, because like I mentioned, it was on stream yesterday. Yeah, it was on stream when I went on a bit of a rant. That you're gonna see these guys, and yes, some of them have managed to work it out properly, trading purely for the 5 minute in, and you're gonna go away trying to trade yourself, and you're gonna get yourself absolutely wrecked because you're gonna get a signal every 30-minute counter. You're gonna get at least one signal, buy or sell, basically. You're gonna be trading over. You're gonna be over trading, and what that will lead to when you take more losses is probably over leveraging because you're gonna want to get your money back. So, I still would always suggest stick to the 30. Go down to the 15 and 5 for your confluences. Sometimes the 15 will give you your entry, but the 5 might also add reason to it. So I'm going to be looking for gold buys, guys. At this stage, it's probably off the rip as it breaks the high of the previous candle, because I don't think we're going to close high enough above that bearish candle's high by the looks of it. Needs to pop a little bit higher for that limit order, in my opinion. Maybe another pip or two. And in this scenario, where it's pulling back, what I want to see is the new candle pop up a little bit, then pop down, create slow wick. Then I'd set the buy stop back above the high of the current candle, which is just about to close. It's popping back straight away. How far did it close above? 5 and a bit pips. That's the early entry, guys. I would have preferred for it to pop down a little bit more. Up to close a little bit higher up, I mean. All right, so I'm going to look to enter as it flips. I'm going to look to enter a gold trade. This candle flips bullish, because then it's going to bounce off that level again. Likely to retest the high of the previous candle. The cleaner traffic to the left should continue to the upside. All right, so set an order. $23.81. I want to change it. I've got 71, but I want to change it 60, 68. 23.81, 68. So you could be in a trade right now, guys.
Don't let that stop go on YouTube, man.
What's that?
I said, don't let that stop go on YouTube.
On YouTube?
No, I'm saying the people looking at it.
Oh, the stop loss, yeah. And it's like about 100 pips. I don't know. You're gonna think, what's going on here? Tommy John, good morning to you, my friend. So we'll see.
So I actually have just a stop on the head, just in case, because if it flips the other way, I don't want to be in it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, just to like.
I'll probably definitely begin to manage it because I'll be into a decent drawdown by then.
But obviously, that's where I just want at least a 5 minute to close above.
Yeah.
Because we've had a few that closed above. Just 1 5 minute will give me more confirmation that it's done retesting the area.
Yeah, I understand. I think that's a pretty good idea.
So what I do is the same thing. So like I look at the area and I wouldn't get involved until the 30 closes, but I look on the 5 just to figure out where I want to have my stop and if I have confirmation also.
Okay.
Yeah, so I see like this 5 minute closed above is good enough. The next 5 minute keeps on retesting. If that doesn't break, that's like, I feel much more comfortable staying in the trade.
Yeah, I okay, yeah. It's a good way to manage it too.
Yeah. Otherwise, I know a lot of people take trades on all time frames, regardless. Or just
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of them are going to get wrecked though. So at this stage, the previous count was high, that bearish count was high. That would have been a really nice entry by the looks of it. To keep tapping in and rejecting it.
I mean, you can always look for areas where you've had multiple rejections and see if you have like a pause or order block near it. And usually the back of it will protect your stop to the sell side, and then the back of it will protect your buys to the outside.
Yep.
So far, this should be protecting the buyers as it did previously when something was sold there from this zone. That should have been their stop.
If you're not in it, this is where I'd get involved. To be honest, if you're wanting to get in, this is the first entry, possible entry, back in the high of that candle. Dropping back further.
Close downwards a little bit. Let's see.
It's a tough one to manage, to be honest. I've closed half.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
The 5 minute, that's why I was watching the 5. The 5 didn't close as you wanted it.
Nah, the 5 is looking quite.
As soon as it goes under, that's it. Yeah.
5's not looking good at all.
Yeah, that's why I look at the 5 just to make sure that.
So the options are, I mean, you could probably close the whole thing, to be honest. Once again, I went a smaller entry, so I'm not as fussed, to be honest, by it. But I've closed the majority right now. I've closed like 75%. Yeah, the 5 doesn't look good.
So this is your 30 that closed above. First 5 minute respected it. The second one was under. And then that's why I just had my stop really tight, because if it closes under, it's just definitely gonna take me out.
Yeah, that's totally fair enough.
Yeah. So now you want it to come back above here for you to get a confirmation. that this was just
A
another
high
leg
low
of this.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, since I'm out, like I'll be looking at this area, or at least seeing that leg to re-enter,
Yep.
just in case. It's doing it.
Frank, looks like JJ's rejected yesterday's low. Oh, again, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is where you want to see rejection. That's what I was a little bit concerned about, that it may still respect that level. And so far it is, so we'll see. Spark note. Sell right now,
Back in the
bro.
money, man.
What's that?
So it looks like you're back in the money.
On the early entry.
Yeah, the 5 is looking good again, so.
Yeah. I mean, the early entry is back. The entry on the flip is still 5 pips down.
I have a little way of doing this. So if I'm in from this area, this is more of a risk one, I'll just go 0.1. And then once I see more confirmation, I'll go 0.2. And if he keeps on doing that anyway, I'll just cut both trades.
Oh, okay. But you layer into it.
Yeah, so because this is ×2, as it goes up by 10 pips, if this is going 20, I'll go break even.
Oh, yeah. So,
yeah,
like a mini martingale sort of.
Yeah, just to get out of the trade that I'm not sure of. Or I just cut my really tight stops.
Yep. Do you rejecting as well? Wow.
There we go.
Dark Knight? That's fine. You do what you think is right. So the early entry, you got about 6 pips on the table right now.
I should be all right now.
Guess he'll hit stop loss today. You never know, man. You never know. But now, yeah, so the early entry's got 10 guys. And there we go. Second entry's got it. Second entry is moving. I've cut majority, so it's probably still going to end up being maybe a small loss.
If you stay above this now,
you should. Stop loss should be safe here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking good, man.
Yeah, so you got about what is it? And now you're looking good.
Looking great.
Yeah, you got about 12-13 pips on entry 1. And you got your 10 basically on entry 2. There we go. So that's maybe a small W. Depends how you managed it. My time zone right now, it's 20 to 6. So stop loss, I've got to break even. No, I've taken half of that little the position I had left just to get some of the from the early cutting it short. So 2 potential entries there. One, you're in some really good profits. Yeah, 18 pips on that second entry, more than that. So on the first entry, sorry. So let me know, guys, how did you go? Is it a tough one? Did you pull back? but nonetheless still got the W.
So yeah, we'll probably go back into here.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance we're heading back up to the high.
I would just definitely have my stop here now. So
Yep, I've got it. I've just got it at I've got it lowered. I've got it around here, where the first entry was. Anyone take any of it, guys? Let me know. Sorry if maybe we cut things a bit short. Still another W. Loud W, nice one. Steve, does not surprise me at all. Good work. Okay, didn't all good. Ben would have liked to have taken the first bullish candle once it tapped into that zone, but missed it. Was eyeing it up. Yep. Yeah, so it did pull back a bit further. So the option was there. So that worked well. That worked really well. And that would have only had about 6 pips. I think I had about 6 pips, that one, drawdown. So it wasn't as much, obviously. Dot, you got back in. Nice one. Still a small W. Yeah, I'm probably at a small, just still slightly a small loss, but it just depends on his runner. Actually, no, I'm not. What I'm talking about. So I've got still got the early entry going. I won't know until I've actually closed it, will I? W from the sell, nice one. Buy limit at the zone, how many times? Yeah, I know. All too often. Happens a lot. So I think it's basically concludes what has been a pretty good day. Well, let's just ride this. Let's see how far it pushes. GJ still rejecting. Yeah, I don't like the way it's bouncing back though. It's going to make it difficult to... it's just becoming messy, to be honest. I'd probably remove this zone just now though. Start to remove some of these horizontals. The good thing I'm seeing is though we're forming resistance at previous support here to the left, so we are respecting it yet again. We respected it over here when we tapped in to reject. We try to break above into the range above, only to reject yet again. So if we were to continue bearish, then we have no need to once again pop above, and if we do close above, then for me that is even greater confirmation that we will continue to the upside. So that's what I'd be waiting for now on GJ as far as the buys. Thank you for the sub. As far as sells, probably wanted to consolidate a bit just now, start to pop a lot, but the issue with the sell, same as before, there's really not a great deal of margin until now this support where price could bounce off it. So what I probably prefer to see is, in this scenario, clean moves, let it create a clean move down, maybe bounce off the support, got the volume in the market, and if it rejects, only to reject, sorry, the same resistance, that's when I probably sell it. So to be honest, right now I'd probably prefer it to go up higher and look for a buy higher, a little bit higher up, or sell it as it pulls back towards, I would say 196.10 to 196.15. I'd be looking for rejection and sell it. Steve, you are the master at scaling into positions. So I got a very small position on the tap in. Reason why I only took a very small position was I took like a quarter of what my usual position is, because it wasn't that much of a strong enough closure in my opinion. I think closed like 5 pips above. I usually want gold to be about 8 pips, 7 to 8 pips above to significantly engulf. So it's just a small entry there. I had a bigger entries that flipped, which I closed majority of it in drawdown. But combined now with the small entry, I've closed half of that position and half of the remaining position I had from the flip trade. So it'll probably get me out around break even. Just depends if this thing continues. It might be a small profit. Favor high USD CAD. What is your analysis? What is my analysis of USD CAD? Very similar to GJ right now. USD CAD looks good for sales. Really good for sales. This is the level, I think you asked the same question yesterday. We marked this in. Previous support that it broken, closed below. It's now pulled back to retest it. You've formed a resistance below it. Now it looks like you might be creating a minor support below that previous resistance. So what I'd like to see now is if this closes weak bullish, I would be looking for sells basically off the rip as price begins to break the low of the support. So new candle creates up a wick, so it begins to break, likely heading back down to at least this level here, 136 flat. That could be an option to take profit at that point there. And the way to determine whether it's a strong or weak closure on the current bullish candle, you could use the fib. If you're uncertain, it closes below to 50 from top to bottom, you can call it a weak closure, and then you could take it off the rip. Or my plan, my course, my catalyst would suggest I could take it off the rip if it begins to break. Otherwise, you may need to wait for another candle to close below the bullish candle's low for your entry. Otherwise, I'd be looking to buy it lower down if it does pop down to support. And for further buy options, if it does now form that support, respects it, starts to pop above that previous support on the 4 hour to the left, 30-minute closures above, we've got higher highs, higher lows, then you could be looking for buys moving forward. Also, what you'll have, strong 4 hour closure. So it could be something for the next 4 hour candle, let it create slower wick, form a support as it begins to break above the high for previous. If that so happens to be above this support, then I'd look for the buys. That's my opinion. Steve used to always scale in before. Yep, now I'm having good success with your teachings. Nice one. Yeah, loving those wick entries. They're really good. So the first entry is still quite significantly in play. The other one just got taken out. Or my end, it did anyway. All right, so that entry is also going to be, by the looks of it, taken out. Yeah, no worries, Ben. Cheers. I didn't think I did, to be honest. break even. Yeah, there was some profit secured, and there was some drawdown also. Some partials were taken off in drawdown. So all in all, I think it ended up being a small loss in that trade on my end. But I'm still up for today from the first trade as well. So I'm not sure what to call that one trade's taken. It's what I'll call it. Partials negative, partials positive. I have no idea. The tricky one. Yeah, so it is what it is. I think it was a pretty good entry. Yeah, so just turns out that turns out to be that the limit order would have been the better option. GJ attempting to go up again. It is too. It's a little bit. Yeah, so it's unsure of itself right now. I don't mind this, to be honest. Bullish engulfing. Look at the hourly now too, because that's about to close. That's in next level to be a little bit concerned about. It's going to be a sell. What, GJ or gold? I think GJ is looking like a buy.
Gold is going again from that zone.
Oh, again. Well, of course it has. Spark, no. It's, I love your confidence. 90% sure. Rubbing that little crystal ball. You gotta be confident of your analysis. So if your analysis is telling you it's a sell, then by all means, I wish you luck, my friend, and I mean that with sincerity. I'm not lying. I do wish you luck. I hope we're all profitable. Even if I'm looking to buy or something, and you guys are trying to sell it. I get my buy. I hope you guys get your sell. Want us all to do well. DJ looks good for buys. And it's popping above that 80. GJ's looking really good. Even limit order buys potentially. Your setup works best in your market, Indian market, testing it for Forex too. Nice one. That's, well, you're doing the right thing by testing it out, so I wish you luck. Look at the strength of this flyer.
If you can just look at gold on a 5-minute.
Gold?
Yeah, on a 5-minute.
Yeah, it's starting to consolidate above that level.
It keeps on coming to it and taking off.
Yeah, so it looks like it's now going to respect it and shoot up.
Yeah, and it's always giving you nice 18 pips on the last one.
Yeah.
12 pips. Very tight stop. Very, very tight stop. You can even like, if you treat in that, then very, very tight.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Risky though, but yeah, I definitely understand. But I mean, the average trader is not going to see it properly, and
nah, of course.
they're gonna start trading anything off a 5-minute and getting absolutely, completely wrecked.
Yeah, man.
Completely wrecked.
30, that you have, like the 30 that you have that closed above
On gold.
on gold, yeah, that's like,
That's one of stronger catalysts you can
yeah,
you can
exactly.
have for an entry.
Yeah. And just paying attention to the 30 that you got 2 minutes left of it. I'm not gonna lie, man, I took those 2 5-minute trades.
As long as you know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's your magnet. And just like a very, very tight stop. As soon as it goes in the money, I just cut it.
That is a micro scalping 101 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, GJ closed like this, I'm not going to bother with it. When it's closed right near its high, if I was to buy it, otherwise it's no entry for me. Because it still suggests that maybe we are exhausting it at this previous level. So I want it to close right up near its high. And then it could be a potential buy limit order. And if not, it's probably the end. I think a lot of you exhausted have had trades of plenty. Numbers are starting to die off. Hold tight 50 seconds, guys, and we shall see. Oh. Your goal sell was at 23.90. It's the last 23.99. My TP is usually swing trades and we'll hold. Oh, okay. Nice one. Yeah, I don't like that pullback at the end of the candle. Not ideal. It's closed right at that 80 as well. Literally right on it. Yeah, so at the moment I'm going to let GJ do its thing. I would have wanted it to close right at its high. And then I could have looked for a limit order back in the zone. But now I'm just going to let the 4 hour play out, I think. And possibly come back to look at it again for EMI. Yeah, I don't know if I'll trade again today, to be honest. I'm going to keep the little profit I've taken from the market. And probably call it personally, but I will do the update videos and that. And send in the charts for the Discord group. So once again, guys, if you're not joined, the link is down below in the descriptions for free. So join it. You do get 2 or 3 MY calls a week. At this stage, currently it's 2, but I may do 3 moving forward. Yeah, what else? So that's about it. So GJ, moving forward anyway, what I want to see is it now comes down to this 80 level. So if we begin to reject and start to pop back below previous resistance, what I want to see is price pop below support, trade at below that resistance, and then we could look for sells to take it back down. Have we got support in the 15? Yep. So at this stage, probably need to wait for it to close below 195,640, tap into that level only to reject it, and then it could be right to head back down. Otherwise, for buys, I'd probably just wait for the 4 hour to close. And if it closes strong bullish, that's fine. You're just going to be waiting for a new candle to pull back, creates lower wick. I'd like for it to retest and respect 195.80 roughly. And if we do begin to close above that level, I'd be looking for signals in price action, take a buy back up and retest the high for 4 hour and potentially create a higher high. And we should, at that point there, likely come up a bit further. I'd be looking at 196, 150 and then 196.50 flat as your targets. That's GJ. Gold, so it's just range bound now, and the more data it prints within the current level, the more tricky it becomes to trade it. So that will require a being a bit more patient, wait for it to create some clean moves within it if it's going to remain within the range. And if it does come up to the high, I'll be looking for, once again, signs of rejection to sell it back down. And if it pops back down to the low, be looking for signs of support to take it back up. Just train the range until the range fails. So obviously, if we start to pop below the support at 23.8370, I'm looking for a price to retest it, tap in, and there's a good chance of coming down to 23.7750. As for the buys, not so sure about the buys because you do have resistance here to the left and you're in a 4-hour level, so it does begin to break the daily high. I'd probably let it break, create that clean move up, pull back, higher low, something like that. You guys don't want to, you guys get the drift. Consolidate, move away from consolidation. It could be a buy option. Today's gold, I think that's about it. AN, my analysis on that, don't trade it. That's my analysis. They're two currencies which are so highly correlated to one another. It's yeah, I don't, you can use it for currency strength, like RR uses what is it, EG.
Yeah, the EG tells you which pair is
which stronger. That's what I, yeah, exactly. So that's what I use AN for. Sorry, mate.
If you have to trade anything against the dollar, obviously,
just check.
It's just better to pick the weaker one.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're going with it, you want to pick the stronger one. So that's what I'd use AN for. I will not trade it against one another though.
Not against each other, I mean.
No, it's just, yeah. For me, it's
liquidity volume on that is very low.
It is. It's very, very low, and the spreads are also quite wide. It's not for scalping anyway. But yeah. But nonetheless, thank you to you, man, for joining, as per usual.
Thank you, man.
Well done.
Look at that. Look at 5 minutes.
It's still respecting, is it?
It's just.
It's so not wanting to break it.
Yeah.
And it's going to come back up.
It's giving you a lot of confidence.
It's going to
very
hold.
Tight stops. Yeah, very tight stops to the upside, very tight stops to the downside. So, like, you can do 1 to 4, and obviously that's your top so far, and that's your bottom.
Target.
Once it turns around again, that will probably become your top, your bottom. Yeah. So
interesting to see. So we
30 minutes, so the new 30-minute closed above again. So that's why I kept on.
So the 5 minute.
And then when it closes above, so you're more likely you can go down to the 5 and just take those small trades if you have to. It does give you like 10 pips, and you can go out and then wait again in that area, or just let a runner go. But be at break even just in case.
Yeah, you have to be really strict with it. But again, it's not for 98%, 99% trade. Yeah, that's it. So, but all good. What Spark Knight, what are you saying? Bought GU at 1.23725, so far positive. I guess today it may reverse. What do I think? I'll quickly look at it for you. You kidding me? Do you mean 1.26? Because if it's at 1.23, I don't know how long ago you bought that, but
so on
GU has to respect this support, in my opinion.
Yeah, you've got your pre-monthly, previous month highs around here. Your previous day is this one, I think. I think it's actually
no, it's the current. That's the current days.
If you look at it on a daily,
previous day is a little bit lower down. That's here.
Yeah, so we're trading under it, and then this is the previous, I think, weekly. So if you look at the weekly,
it's the current.
Yeah, so this is your previous
lower.
You're under it as well.
Yeah. Oh, the weekly over here.
Yeah, I'll be using, where we are in the market right now. If you're gonna go long, you want to break that zone and retest it to the upside.
Yeah,
Yeah, this could do a pullback. It's actually run up quite a bit, and it's consolidated in this area. And then you've got a nice run to the upside, then consolidation.
Yeah,
unless you're stopping, I wouldn't be swinging or long-term holding anything right now.
no, I wouldn't be as well, because
Yeah.
it could just pull back to create support. It's in a pretty strong uptrend,
Yeah.
but for scalping, closures below support, I think it could provide a good option otherwise than buys.
Some people can actually look at this as fair value gaps.
Yeah,
So, it can come and try and pick up that liquidity if it has a strong zone above to actually poke or break. So it needs to accelerate, needs to pick up liquidity.
yep, nice
Trend
one.
is up, liquidity is down, so you gotta be very, very nice, quick scalp on this.
Yeah, it's
As they
solid.
say, don't overstay your welcome.
No, but I never do that personally, so I always recommend taking profits when profits are there to be taken.
Yeah.
Franco EU. Yeah, that's not a bad option for a sell. Almost bearish engulfing. Wow.
Yeah, you want
Minutes
to
left.
retest that. If you can break this, and then retest your zone. It's going down, so like break, under, come back and retest, and respect it, and give you that confirmation to come and pick the fair value gaps that you can all look at. If it wants to do that.
Yeah, if it wants to. But as far as an immediate sell, I think it's not a bad option.
Yeah.
Hourly as well, based off the hourly as well, that looks good. Rejection from that previous support, and it's only closed back basically at the low of the M30 support. So forming up a week if it breaks, I think it's a pretty good option. You could probably just have your stop loss above the entry candle, go for a quick 1-to-1. That's probably what I do, in all honesty. On EU, you have a tiny stop loss, you have about a 4 or 5 pip stop loss. That's your target.
Yeah.
That's what I do with the majors, to be honest. Especially, maybe not so much GU, because it has a little bit more volatile, I think, than EU, AU, and UJ, and that's those type of pairs. But yeah, that's what I'd be doing. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna hop off. Yeah, so I don't know if I will jump on for MY, the members. Got a bit going on, but I'll definitely do some update videos and send in some charts. But nonetheless, I'll be on tomorrow at about 7:30 a.m. I think, yeah, roughly 7:30 a.m. Yeah, so good stream today. Ends up another W stream. Once again, thank you for the 1K subs. I do appreciate the support, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Until then,
Have a good one.
cheers. You too, mate. Bye.
Peace. Bye.
Cheers,
Bye.
guys. Bye.